That sharp, sudden clenching in the dead of night, a pain that steals your breath and makes you feel a stranger in your own body. It is a lonely kind of hurt, but what if I told you that your own kitchen holds the gentle, powerful answer? That strength is a choice you can put on your plate. Watch this until the very end, for the last food we discuss is a lesson in life itself. Sunshine's promise. There is a quiet wisdom in the body, you see. It speaks to us. It sends us messages, sometimes in whispers, and sometimes in the dark of night in a shout. That seizing in your leg, that knot of protest in the flesh, it is not a betrayal, it is a plea. It is the body saying, "My dear, listen to me, I am thirsty for something." And one of the things it thirsts for is the very essence of sunshine, captured and held in a soft yellow peel. I am talking about a fruit so common we forget its power. A fruit that carries the memory of the warm places where it grew, a humble offering that holds the key to a certain kind of physical grace. I remember my grandmother, her hands so full of stories, sitting on the porch swing as the day began to cool. The air would grow thick with the scent of jasmine and the sound of cicadas tuning their evening orchestra. She would take a banana, so green and stubborn just days before, and it would have yielded into a perfect freckled gold. She'd say that the freckles were kisses from the sun, proof that it had been given enough time to ripen into its full sweetness. She would peel it not with haste, but with a kind of reverence, the skin parting with a soft, satisfying sigh. She moved with an economy of motion that spoke of a life lived with purpose and without rush. And she would tell me that inside this simple fruit was a rhythm, a kind of music that the body needs. She didn't use the word potassium, that is a word for laboratories and books, for people in white coats. No, she called it the spark that tells the muscle when to dance and when to rest, the secret signal that flows through you unseen, unheard, yet it dictates the very cadence of your movement. The body is an instrument, baby, she'd say, her voice as smooth as molasses, and you have to keep it in tune. This here, she'd hold up the pale, fragrant fruit. This is one of the tuning forks. We live in a world that rushes, that pushes, that demands we move faster than our own spirit is prepared to go. We are taught to value the sprint, not the stroll. We tense and we brace, holding our breath as we leap from one task to the next, and we forget to let go. Our muscles, those faithful, uncomplaining servants, hold that tension. They carry the memory of every worry, every hurried step, every moment of fear or frustration. They become tight, coiled springs, humming with a stored energy that has no gentle outlet. They are archives of our anxieties. And in the silence of the night, when the world is finally still and the mind lets down its guard, that's when the spring recoils. That is the cramp. It is a cry for release, for a gentle unclenching. It is the body finally having its say, speaking in the only language it has left when we have ignored its softer pleas. It is a shout in the dark, demanding to be heard, demanding a return to balance. It is a lonely pain because it happens when no one else is awake to witness it, a private reckoning between you and your own flesh, a reminder that we have asked too much and given too little. So you bring this sunlight, this banana, into your home. You see it not just as food, but as a promise of ease, a covenant you make with yourself. You choose the one that is not a uniform, waxy, perfect yellow, but one that has lived a little, that has the brown sugar spots of wisdom on its skin. You hold it and you feel its gentle weight, a small curved vessel of pure potential. The act of choosing is the first step in the ritual of self-care. It is a conscious decision to listen, to respond, to heal. As you eat it, you are not just consuming a fruit. You are consuming a rhythm. You are consuming the patient energy of the sun. You are telling every fiber of your being, from the powerful muscles in your thighs to the delicate ones that curl your toes, hush now, be still. I am listening. I am giving you the spark you need to find your grace again. It is a simple act, a humble fruit, but the most profound acts of self-love are often the simplest, are they not? They do not require a grand stage or a loud announcement. They happen in the quiet moments, in the privacy of your own kitchen with your own two hands. Think of the journey this fruit has made, From a tropical blossom, nurtured by warm rains and a relentless sun, traveling across oceans and lands to find its way to your table, it carries within it the story of its own resilience. To eat it is to honor that journey and to honor the longer, more intricate journey that you yourself have traveled. It is a way to honor the magnificent vessel that has carried you through every single one of your days, through laughter and labor, through sorrow and celebration, and to give it the sweet, simple music it needs to carry you through many more with strength and with ease. It is a small act with a profound echo. Verdant grace. Now there is another kind of nourishment, not born of the brilliant shouting sun, but of the deep, quiet earth. It is the strength that comes from the things that grow low to the ground, that drink the rain and hold the soil in their roots, drawing their power from the dark, rich silence. I am speaking of the greens, the collards, the spinach, the kale, the turnip tops, the color of life itself in all its various shades, from the bright green of a new spring leaf to the deep, almost black green of a hardy winter harvest. In their broad-veined leaves, they carry a different kind of medicine, a medicine of calm, a medicine of peace. If the banana is the spark, then the greens are the deep, soothing hum that comes after. I have seen so many souls, their spirits frayed and their bodies singing a tune of agitation. They call it nerves, they call it stress, they say they can't settle, but the body keeps the score. It remembers every slight, every fear, every moment of being on high alert, and that agitation can settle in the muscles, making them jumpy and restless, unable to find true repose even in the deepest folds of sleep. This is a cry for a different kind of mineral, a mineral whose very nature is to soothe. The scientists call it magnesium, but I call it grace. It is the gentle hand that says to the overwrought muscle, there, you can unclench now, you can be at peace, the battle is over. To prepare these greens is its own form of meditation. It cannot be rushed. First, the selection. You choose the bunch that is crisp and full of life, not wilted and weary. You bring it home, and the ritual begins. The filling of the sink with cool, clean water. It is a baptism. As you submerge the leaves, swishing them back and forth, you are not just dislodging the grit of the earth. You are symbolically washing away the hurry of the world. You are rinsing away the anxieties, the sharp words, the relentless pace of a life that often forgets to breathe. Each leaf is handled with care, a prayer for purification. And then the cooking, that slow simmer in the pot. The scent that fills the kitchen is not just the smell of food, but the smell of home. It is an aroma that is both earthy and holy. It is the scent of generations. It is the fragrance of survival and of love, of grandmothers and mothers who knew that nourishment was more than what you put in the stomach. It was what you put in the soul. My mother would say that a pot of greens on the stove could heal just about any sorrow the heart could hold, and I believe she knew it could heal the sorrows of the body too. That slow bubble and steam was a balm for the entire house. When you eat these greens, you are taking in more than just vitamins. You are taking in the patience of the earth itself. You are consuming the resilience of a plant that knows how to bend in the wind and still stand tall, a plant that draws its strength from its deep, unseen roots. You are telling your body that it is safe to relax, that it doesn't have to be on guard against the next threat, real or imagined. You are giving your muscles, those faithful servants who carry your weight and your worries, permission to finally soften, to release their vigilant grip. It is an act of profound kindness to yourself to offer this verdant grace. It is a way of saying, I have been strong enough, I have been tense enough, now is the time for release. The world will always demand your attention, it will always give you reasons to brace yourself, but you can choose in a simple meal to cultivate your own peace. You can choose to ingest the very essence of tranquility. It is a way of rooting yourself once again in the steadfast and forgiving earth, of reminding your own body of its connection to something ancient, stable, and deeply, deeply calm. Think of the deep, enduring strength of an old oak tree, its roots anchored in the dark soil. That is the kind of strength the greens offer. Not the quick, flashy strength of a firework, but the quiet, persistent, unmovable strength of the living land. This is the strength that endures. This is the peace that allows for true rest, for the kind of sleep that rebuilds and restores, so that you can wake not with the memory of pain, but with a feeling of quiet readiness for the new day. You are quite literally eating courage, the courage to be calm in a chaotic world. Earth's heart. And now we come to the final offering. The one that, to me, holds the most powerful and beautiful lesson of all. It is a food that does not shout its virtues from the rooftops. It is a fruit that wears its defenses on the outside, with a skin that can be tough, rugged, bumpy, and unassuming. It does not boast of its inner treasure with a bright, alluring color. It is cloaked in shades of deep green and mysterious black. You must know it and have the patience to wait for it to be ready. It will not be rushed. It is the avocado. And it is, I believe, the very heart of the earth, offered up to us as a gift of pure, unadulterated love. Why do I hold this one so dear? Because it does not offer you one thing, it offers you a harmony. It is a symphony in a single fruit. It holds within its creamy green flesh both the spark and the calm. It has the sunshine's promise and the verdant grace, all in one perfect buttery vessel. It holds the potassium that gives your muscles their rhythm, and it holds the magnesium that gives them their release. It is a food of exquisite divine balance. And isn't that what we seek, not only in our bodies, but in our very lives? A balance between doing and being, between striving and surrender, between the bright outward energy and the deep inward peace. To choose an avocado is an act of faith and wisdom. It is a quiet conversation. You cannot judge it by its cover alone. You must hold it in your palm, cradle it gently, and give it a slight, respectful press with your thumb. You are asking, are you ready? Have you done the slow, miraculous work of becoming? Have you transformed your inner self into the treasure you are meant to be? The fruit will answer you too hard, and it says, not yet, give me time. Too soft, and it laments, you have missed my moment. But when it yields just so, with a slight give that promises a creamy perfection within, it is a moment of connection. You have listened, and it has spoken. This is a profound lesson in patience. In a world that offers us everything instantly, the avocado demands we honor the process. We learn that some of the best things in life cannot be forced. They must be allowed to ripen in their own time. This is true of wisdom. It is true of love. It is true of our own becoming. We cannot rush our own healing, our own growth. We must be patient and gentle with ourselves, just as we are with this humble fruit, trusting that the perfect moment of readiness will come if we just give it time and grace. And when that moment arrives, when you slice it open, you are rewarded with a revelation. That rugged, dark exterior parts to reveal a vibrant, impossible green, a color of pure life, ranging from a pale, buttery yellow near the seed to a deep, chlorophyll-rich green at the skin. It is a masterpiece of hidden beauty. Inside, it protects a single stoic, impossibly large seed, a reminder of the powerful potential that lies at the core of all things. It reminds us that even after a thing has given its gift, its heart contains the promise of a new tree, a new life, a new beginning. The potential for a whole forest lies within that one seed. So when you mash this glorious fruit onto a piece of toast or slice it into a salad, understand what you are doing. You are performing a sacrament of self-care. You are not just eating. You are anointing yourself from the inside out with healthy fats that soothe and lubricate, with minerals that bring peace and rhythm to your very cells. You are giving your body the very tools it needs to find its own equilibrium. You are calming the frantic and energizing the weary in a single, delicious act. You are honoring the beautiful complexity of your own being. This is more than preventing a cramp in the night. This is about choosing to nourish the whole of yourself, your strength and your softness, your spark and your peace. It is about understanding that true health is not the absence of sickness, but the presence of a dynamic, harmonious balance. It is about loving yourself enough to seek out and receive the earth's most perfect, balanced, and heartfelt gift, a gift that teaches us of patience, of hidden beauty, and of the symphony that can exist when all parts of us are allowed to work in concert. To care for the body is a holy act. It is the temple that houses your incredible spirit, the vessel that has navigated the beautiful, tumultuous waters of your life. Do not see its aches and pains as a failure, but as a conversation, a sacred dialogue. Listen with love. Listen with compassion. Respond with nourishment, not as a chore, but as an act of devotion. Feed it the spark of the sun, the grace of the green earth, and the perfect, balanced heart of a fruit that teaches us patience. In this way, you do more than strengthen your legs. You strengthen your claim on a life lived with vitality, with dignity, and with a profound and gentle love for the miraculous being that is you. I am sitting here with tears in my eyes. I've been woken up by those awful cramps for months, feeling so frustrated with my own body. But the way you spoke, it wasn't about food lists or science. It was about love. You made me feel like my grandmother was talking to me again, telling me to be kind to myself. The story of the greens. That was my childhood kitchen. Thank you. Tonight, I'm going to listen to my body's whispers.